everybody, and welcome to the Throwdown Show. It's a big playoff edition here of the Throwdown. We got the final four teams here in both the West Rock as well as the ACFL South Touch. Who advanced to the championship on here? We got recaps here of both of the semifinal games in both, like I said, the West Rock as well as the South. Um, was the Six screwed in some bad calls over this past weekend? Speaking about screwed, what about Giant 918 being screwed here? For some reason, the championship game being moved from this Thursday. Who will win the championship here? We got all that, the predictions, your analysis, some locker room drama, and a whole bunch more right here on the Throwdown. As always, my partner, ladies and gentlemen, the guy who brings excitement to you guys, whether you're watching this in the morning, whether you're at night, whether you're having your coffee or newspaper. I'm talking about Mr. Giant 918. What's going on, brother?
www.acfl.net. Follow us on Twitter at ACFL Football. Listen, ACFL fam, we got not as only is it blazing hot outside over there. You can see the glow on Jim, on Flanny over there. You can see the glow on me over here. It is blazing hot in the ACFL, in West Rock, in the ACFL South. As Jim Flanagan stated, we got a big playoff edition tonight. Final four teams we are recapping as well. Who is advancing to the championship? We're going to recap both of the semifinal games. Was the Six screwed by some bad calls in the ACFL South? And speaking of screwed, as Jim Flanagan mentioned before, are we screwed with no Giant 918 for the West Rock Championship? Now let me explain something, really quick story, people. My wife and kids, which is very difficult to do anything with, as I've stated previously, they are supposed to go out of town for the weekend with my mother-in-law. And it's this weekend that was supposed to be the championship game for both West Rock and for ACFL South. And what happens? West Rock is unavailable this week, Thursday evening. I was devastated from the news. I am working diligently, and I am doing everything humanly possible to attend the West Rock championship game next Thursday. So stay tuned on that, guys. But I'm really pumped up. We got lots of things to go over.
Unfortunate, Giant, man. I mean, I don't know what to say, man. I mean, it's unfortunate. I mean, everything worked out pretty much. It was perfect, man. It was perfect here. Here it is, you know. I mean, just as you, as myself, you know, we try our best to get these shows, man, get these recordings on here. But yeah, we do battle a lot of obstacles on the way, and it just happened to be so perfect. I mean, here's a guy, you know, the wife, the kids are gonna be gone, so what better time, you know, right now championship, and then it gets moved, you know. Last week when I came, you know, on the field, both in the South games as well as in the West Rock, everybody actually thought Giant 918 was gonna be there that week. You know what I mean? We might have jumped the gun a bit on there, but it was supposed to be for the championship on here. It's gonna happen still in the ACFL South. You know that one is scheduled as planned. Championship this Sunday. I put up a little graphic there on the Twitter there. Hope you guys like that on the big matchup there. But we'll see what happens in West Rock. Unfortunately, it got moved. Plans a bit changed, but that's life, Giant. It happens. You know, there's changes done.
The way it
What are you
be
gonna do?
sometimes, fellas. You know how it be. With no further ado, let's move along to the Westdoor Indoor on Thursday evenings. Number 2, second gen 7-1 versus number 3 ranked overall MPI 4-4. And no surprise here, Kenny on the opening drive, touchdown pass from midfield to Ramon, 7-0 second gen. MPI responds on a 4th and long. Matt Rupert connects to Cesar for a touchdown, 7-6 at this point. Kenny would throw another touchdown to Ramon, and NPI could not respond this time. They got some bad snaps over the quarterback's head, and a key drop ball off the fingertips. Flanny, if you're not, as second gen ends up the half 14-6, if you're not going to be catching balls, if they're going to go off your fingertips, all right, you know, in a playoff game, it's just not going to work out.
I agree.
It's too
If it,
predictable.
hey, the ball touches your hand, Shine, as the coach says, you got to make the catch, you know. So it was a tough one there, but it was there. It was there for NPI, and just, I mean, you got to get the snaps too, man. I mean, there was two bad snaps in that first half, and one of them really cost them. I mean, here's a team that gets the first down, and then all of a sudden now they're behind the first down marker. They can't pick up the first down again, and so. But they're still tight in this game. I mean, right now it's just a one-score game there. You know, NPI playing pretty solid here against a very good second-gen team in the first half.
Okay, so NPI gets the ball second half, but the offense continues to struggle. This time, Rupert throws an interception that is returned for a pick six. Touchdown by TJ, 21-6, second gen. Kenny is trying to put the game away, but it's intercepted in the end zone. This is not normal that Kenny does something like this. It happened, but it doesn't matter, baby. Rupert comes, drives it downfield, touchdown to Franklin to make it a 9-point game. However, once again, they fail. NPI fails to convert on a big extra point, and the game remains a two-possession game. NPI unable to bounce back after that, and the 33-12 final, second gen with the win. Kenny, 3 touchdown passes, and two brothers, TJ and Ramon, with 2 touchdowns each. Close, but it's not. It looked a little bit closer at the end, but it was a massacre at the end.
Well, the Bash
I mean, you
brothers
saw.
there, man. Ramon and TJ, solid games. TJ having a defensive touchdown as well as offensive touchdown. Ramon 2 touchdown receptions. NPI stuck in there, man. I mean, they kept it close here, and it seemed like when they got that interception, like you mentioned, second gen was about to put this game away, but Matt Rupert, the captain there of NPI, made a desperation interception in the end zone there, and then they drove it down. They get the score, but what happens, Giant? It's a 9-point game. You gotta get the extra point. Once they missed that extra point, I felt like all all life out of NPI was taken out. Because it's a 9-point game, no field goals here, so that's 2 possessions, Giants. A 2 possession game at that point. You can't get a 3-point conversion. So once it was a 9-point game, that still remained as a 2-score, 2 possession game, and I think that really took NPI. If this was an 8-point game or 7-point game at that point, I think the game would have been a lot different. I think the players would have played a lot differently. It would have been a much closer battle there. But when you're up 2 possessions, Giant, second gen just, at that point had a field day at the end there. I think another interception to the house again, this time by Toombs, and that's all she wrote for NPI. Uh, you know, it, Decent season though for NPI Giant. 4-4 finished the season on their 500. And they gave them a battle here. They gave them a battle, kept it close most throughout this game. But second gen, the better team there, came out on top at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, here's our championship game, guys. We got number 2
Well, the other
is both.
semifinal, there was another. It was in we have the Express and Punishers.
Oh, yeah. I apologize. Um, where are the notes for this game?
We didn't have that one. Yeah. So, all right, the Express and Punishers. This was it's the 0-8 Punishers against the 7-1 Express. Number one against number 4 team. Revolution couldn't field the team, so that playing game did not happen. Uh, I was shocked the way this game started. What happened is a safety to begin the game there by the Punishers, and then they score a touchdown to Mo with the extra point conversion. They're up 9-0 Giant to start this game off. And but then that lead didn't last long. Seconds after that, Hollywood comes in, touchdown. There's an interception, another touchdown. I think they put up 27 consecutive points on there, and then eventually, Express does this thing. Hollywood 4 touchdown passes in this game again, and they go on to win that one. I forget the final there was. It wasn't close at the end though.
Yeah, so this is a championship game over here. Not too surprising. Number two, second gen, 7-1 versus number one ranked Express 7-1. Now the only loss that Express got is against this second gen team. So this is absolutely should be a tremendous game, and it will be next Thursday. And I mean, Express was absolutely dominant all season. Yes, they wiped they wiped the Punishers' ass with I mean anything. They wiped it with newspaper basically, and they wiped them off the face of the planet basically. So it's hard to pick a winner in this case, but
Yeah,
I
41
think
to
it
15 was the final on that, by the way. That
yeah
Express Punishers game.
yeah. So I really think that I really think that Express is gonna they're gonna take this to the house, man. I think that it's gonna be a close game, should be thrilling, but my final score is going to be 31-28 Express. That's my prediction for the West Rock Indoor Championship next Thursday.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be battle. I mean, this is the Super Bowl of the West Rock Giant. Both teams coming in 7-1. Both teams coming in winning in the head-to-head matchup. They're taking a game each. So this is as even as it gets here. Both teams solid quarterbacks on both ends. It's a coin toss here, man. It's a coin toss. Both the games that they've played could have went either way. That last game ended up, that final touchdown there by Eddie with no time remaining. Um, but I gotta take Express here too. Hopefully everybody shows up for Express. Last time Magic Man not being there decided to play, I guess, basketball over the West Rock and really hurt this team because I think Magic Man was out there on the field. That last 80-yard play, whatever 80 yards, does not happen with Magic Man on the field. I'll tell you that. Cabrera also wasn't there, so I think if these guys are, I think it's gonna be a different result and. I think Express bounced back here. They've been pissed off ever since that loss here. This time, Giant, this one doesn't matter. This one counts. This one is for the championship. And I think Express repeat again here as the indoor champs. Um, but a tough one. It's gonna be a tough one. It's probably gonna cut. Whoever's got the ball at the end, I think is gonna win this game. Who has the ball last. That's how the last one ended, and I think that's how this one will go as play out as well.
All right, so hopefully I can make it over there, fellas, and we could drink some Gatorade together, or take some shots of Gatorade or something over there, fellas. See if I can get up there next Thursday. Let's move along to the ACFL South. The number six ranked 2-6 D6 versus the 6-2 number one ranked overall 10-yard fight. The game is 6-6 early on. The six with the ball inside the 5-yard line. Quarterback run third. He ran on third and fourth down, but 10-yard fight was able to make the stop. Score remains the same. Key fourth down play right before the half with just a second to go. The six think they got the stop and started walking off the field to the end of the half. But a penalty is thrown for roughing the passer, and it gives 10-yard fight an untimed down. Kevin for 10-yard fight is then intercepted. That goes all the way back for a defensive touchdown. But then again, another penalty. This time, the six is penalized for blitzing early. 10-yard fight with another try. Able to score a touchdown. Big Al, 13-6 at the half. 10-yard fight. Why don't we analyze this first half? A lot of crazy things going on in just this first half for this game.
Especially towards the end of that half. I mean, yeah, back and forth here, but key possessions, both on fourth downs. The one that you mentioned with the six on there, it was fourth down. Now, if you look at this play, if you look at the video, videos are posted there for both of these games. Look at the video there. On third down, the six goes for a dive to get in. Questionable there whether he got in or not. They mark him a bit short. Now, the key possession here for me was that fourth down play. Big Al making the stop, making a tremendous diving play to prevent the score. Now, I think on there, Nelson scrambling, if he does not make the pump fake, if he does not try to fake or hesitate there and just runs it in, how he did the first touchdown, he runs it in there. I don't care how good Big Al is, he's not catching him on there. If he just kept going to that outside, running it in, I think he scores in, gets the touchdown, because he even came close after the hesitation there. The receiver on that right made that cut there, and the defender followed him. So there was no other defender out there. And I think there, if you watch that film, if you watch the footage there, if he just goes, runs it in, he's in there for the score. I think that was a mistake done there by the quarterback of not doing so, hesitating, and it gave enough time for Al to came over because he was lined up there with him. And we know Nelson is a lot quicker than Al on there, but Al made the best out of that. He kept going, he kept persistent with the quarterback, and he made that stop, diving stop, which I think was one of, if not the key plays here in this game for 10-yard fight. Towards the end, Giant, you mentioned, it was a tie game at that point. Big penalty there against the six in that roughing the passer. They questioned the call there,
Yeah, he hit his arm, right?
but the
I'm trying
contact,
to get it wrong.
yeah, as you say, there's contact with the arm. It's gonna be thrown, and it's real funny though, cause 10-yard fight does not like this call. They always debate about this call, and then here this time it's in favor of the 10-yard fight. And it gets them another down here, gets them another down on there. And the next one was no question. They threw the interception on there, but that defender just came in way before the 3 count on there, and their blitz was already dead at that point. So that's not even debatable on there. That was just a dumb move by the defense on there. And if he doesn't blitz, I don't even think they get the interception because the quarterback on there had to rush since the defense was coming in. But and that also hurt because here's a guy getting the interception. He runs all the way back. I mean, talking about stamina, about energy. Now he's got to come back and he got to play defense again. They actually took a timeout after that. But again, once again, who's there to make the big play? It's Big Al on 4th down this time, getting the touchdown here. Key play there, and they got the extra point after that, which makes it a 7-point game, Giant. And they get the ball in the second half.
Yeah. Okay, so second half 10-yard fight with the ball, but Kevin is intercepted by Phil. The 6 is able to make the turnover and turn that into points. Touchdown pass on 4th down and long to Greg. However, the 6 once again can't get the important extra point as Big Al with a monstrous diving sack to hold on to a 13-12 lead. And that is how it would end as neither team is able to score any more points. 10-yard fight just limps despite throwing 2 interceptions in the second half and not scoring any points in the second half. Still managed to win this 13-12. I mean, the 6, you got to make some kind of points off that, man. You get 2 interceptions, man. Make all those stops, man. You got to make some kind of points. Come on, Flanny.
And John, we talked about this team all season long. If this team scores 14 points or more, they probably get the win. Here, they only put up 12 points in this game. Here, it's not gonna get you the win here, and it doesn't here. They lose by 1. 13-12 is the final here. Great defense. I mean, they played strong on there. I thought they were the more athletic team out there. I thought they should have won this game on here. Now they questioned a lot of bad calls against them. I mean, there was some questionable calls. I agree on there, but I think there was questionable calls on both sides, not just against 10-yard fight or against the 6th here. Won the game here, Giant. 10-yard fight did not play the best game here at all. I mean, you look at Kenny on here making his comeback here. He hasn't lost a game here since as starting quarterback, and he gets the win here. He had 2 interceptions, Giants, no points in that second half. They punted the ball, they turned the ball over on downs on here, and they still got the win. So it wasn't the offense that won it here. It was Big Al. Big Al got the win here, Giant. 3 key plays here in this game that won the game. This is a guy that comes in, he knows it's a playoff game. He knows there's a big atmosphere here, and he knows he's got to make the plays, and he does. He does make it, and it's not just on the first down or second down. It's on crucial 4th downs, on downs that matter here. The one that I mentioned there with Nelson trying to scramble on there, yes, Nelson hesitated, but Big Al still had to make the stop, which he did. He made that diving stop. He made the touchdown before the half, and then again here, Giant, they're going for the extra point. They're going to tie the game here, and who's there to make the sack? It's him again here making that. So, if anything here, 10-yard fight deserves this guy. This is the reason why they're going on to the championship game. I want to mention about the six here. They say about some calls here and there. There were some calls. Listen, there was a questionable call where their receiver in the second half got the touchdown there, which I felt he caught the ball. It was on fourth down. I don't know if he stretched the ball and crossed the line before, as the tag was already made. But the result was a touchdown on there. What I didn't like on here was the blocking of the six. If you watch this film, especially in that last possession here, a terrible excuse of a block there by Chris. I got to call Chris out here on the six, man. I usually don't, but I got to call him out here, Giant. Here's the reason why, man. They got the stop. Now, I know there was some questionable pass interference call on there, but regardless, the six still got the stop. They got the ball. They had the timeout on there, and they still had plenty of time, which I felt, for them to try to score the touchdown. What ended up happening is the first down, they get the completion, but he doesn't make it out of bounds, so they got to hurry up the offense. It's the second down. If you watch the second down on here, Nelson's trying to get to the outside, stop the clock on there. He gets away from the defender. Now, the only guy in the area there to catch the quarterback is Al. He's there, but Chris is like a yard, if not even right in front of him. That is expected to make the block or at least slow him down. He does none of that. If you watch the film there, he doesn't. He wanted no parts of Big Al in this game, Giant man. And what really hurt on here, not only could have Nelson got the first down or got a lot of yardage, but he would have easily got out of bounds and not waste they had to waste the timeout on because of that. And now they're left with no time, no timeouts. He's just got to throw the ball up, and the game is over. So I question the playability there by Chris and the blocking, especially on that second down. And also, I think if Nelson doesn't hesitate in making that scramble on there, this could have been a different game. So there was key plays, key possessions there by the six. Plus, Nelson in the beginning of the game came out looking great. 10-yard fight didn't know how to prevent or stop this team. It seemed like he was getting crazy yards, but towards the end of the game, great adjustment by 10-yard fight to prevent the scramble. They brought three guys in, actually, covered the sides and one guy down the middle, and it worked. I don't think they knew or had an answer or were able to change their offensive strategy. Key drop also by Greg in the end zone there, and one that Nelson underthrew in the first half. So plays were there to be made, Giant, on there, but they did not execute. And like I said, Big Al, reason why 10-yard fight is going to championship.
So congrats to 10-yard fight as well as Big Al and the rest of the crew over there at 10-yard fight. You also saved me, Jim. I was having some network connectivity issues over here. Ever since before I went to Wildwood, ever since I came back from Wildwood, everything turned to absolute shit, including my internet. I've been on the phone with the techs at FiOS and Verizon for over 3 hours the past couple of weeks. These worthless pieces of garbage can't get me any information, so they're finally sending a tech out. I have to talk to Danny Dotson. I got to talk to this guy who alleges his name is Oscar. I let him log into my laptop. The name that he's using is Fernando. Dude, do you even work for Verizon? I don't even know who they sent me, man. So thank you, Jim Flanagan, for saving me during my network connectivity issues. We'll move along to the next game. The number 5 ranked overall 2-6 Warriors versus the 6-2 number 2 overall Jokers. Last week, Warriors quarterback Travis with 4 touchdowns versus the Wolverines in round 1 of the playoffs. This week, he doesn't throw a single touchdown, but 4 interceptions in just the first half. How does the Joker still have? I mean, the Jokers are up 14 to nothing at the half, and that's pretty much all she wrote. I mean, what do you think is going to happen if you're going to throw 4 interceptions the first half, Flanny?
I mean, they're fortunate it was only 14-0, you know. But yeah, I mean, it seemed every possession they had was a pick, and as good as the Warriors' defense was, and even played in this game, But Giant, if they're on the field, and next thing you know, you come off the field, and here comes a pick, and you're right back on that field again. No breaks there for this defense. They still played strong, I thought, throughout the whole game, Giant. But you can't put up a point on there. Eventually, it's gonna hurt you. And those turnovers in the second half, this time the Jokers were able to capitalize on those. The score could have been a lot worse. A lot more there. There was a trick play on there that did not work for the Jokers, and if that, I mean, it just, I mean, the Warriors, like I said, I mean, I told you they're gonna come out looking flat on here this week, and that's exactly what happened. They come out strong the week before, and here, up and down team, Giant. They
Jekyll
never
and
could.
Hyde, Jekyll and Hyde, yes.
No, no consistency here by the Warriors. Quarterback got flushed out of there, and Vinny. I mean, I don't know. The guy had at least 3 or 4 out of those 4 picks that night. So
All right, so the second half, the Jokers dominate again, and Warriors could never get back on the. They never did get on the board, as the Jokers win convincingly. 30 to nothing is the final shutout win and move on to the championship. Were the Warriors god awful in this game, or are the Jokers just on another level that damn good? I don't think it's either of those things. I mean, the Warriors, that you said it before correctly, they're very Jekyll and Hyde. No consistency over there. You ain't gonna do shit when you're inconsistent like that. The Jokers are just a solid team. They've been very consistent all season, pretty much, with the exception of maybe opening week. So the championship game over here this Sunday, 10-yard fight versus the Jokers, and based on how 10-yard fight has been played this past game, I don't think they have much of the shot. I think the Jokers win easily, 28-21 the final. Flanny, who do you have for this championship game?
yeah, I mean, here we go. Number one against number two team. There was no upsets here this week. The teams that were expected to win did win. So we got the best two teams record-wise, and the top two teams in the rankings on there. Looking at the power rankings on there, one thing that scares me here, I gotta lean towards the Joker side too, Giant. They let in the least, as far as points against, and they scored a lot of damn points there, where 10-yard fight has not, And this past week they got through. They got through the six, but it was close. Whereas the Jokers won convincingly, And I think they are on the level, man. I think this team is. Um, However, last time, here's the thing. Last time, 10-yard fight actually beat them in the regular season. They did win the game in the regular season. And also, Kevin, the quarterback there for 10-yard fight, he's undefeated as a starter. He hasn't lost a game here in the regular season or playoffs in every game that he has started in. They did miss him a couple of weeks towards the end of the season, but every game he has started in, they have won. I'm sure as hell he's going to be there this Sunday. So is both teams on there. Expect a good battle here, but I think Jokers win, and they could easily win convincingly here too, maybe by 2 or 3 scores. It depends on the tempo of this game, how this game goes. You look at this; they have two completely different styles. The 10-yard fight almost plays the old man style play, man, which, like I mentioned in past weeks, not the prettiest style, but the ones that get you the win, they get you the job done. What I mean? They wind down the clock. They wait till like the last 5 seconds to call the snap. on there. Whereas the Jokers play more of the hurry up, quick, fast pace. Try to put up as much points as quickly as possible.
Yeah, so
Uh,
they're like the college team, while all the other ones are like the NFL teams.
so so if this game is close, Giant, on here, if and it goes the flow as a 10-yard fight, they could have very well win this game. But if Jokers get going here early, I don't think 10-yard fights will be able to catch up to them on there, and they could end up easily winning by 2 or 3 scores. So I gotta take Jokers as well here. I gotta take the Jokers on here, even though Big Al has had a phenomenal season here. Kevin has done a great job. He may not have the best stats wise on here, but he gets the win, and that's all that matters. He gets the job done on there. He's very good as far as not turning the ball much, even though he did have the 2 picks last week. But when it counts, when it matters, when they need the points, he's there to score it. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens this Sunday. Hopefully, it's a great game, great battle. It's the top 2 teams here. In for the championship, and we'll see what happens. But my vote is with the Jokers, Giant.
All right. Anything else you got on your plate planning?
I just want to mention,
I will
but
be there this Sunday for the ACFL
nice,
South, by the way.
nice.
So I'll be there.
Which means we're gonna try to get you guys some
It don't
pregame
matter if it's
interviews.
in the
Po-
sack or if it's in Rahway either. It don't matter to me.
yeah.
I don't care.
Actually, I think he did post a schedule. It's gonna be 10 o'clock a.m. On Sunday, the 24th, in Rahway, New Jersey. So
Okay.
the field,
Okay. I'll
everything
see everybody there.
on here remains the same. I threw up a bit some graphics on there for this matchup on there. It's on the Twitter and Facebook page. If you guys want to check it out. Also, the videos have a lot of new graphics on there as well. So both of the games online. I'm still working on the indoor ones. I didn't get a chance to do those. I mean, because the championship game got postponed anyway, so it really does. I got more time to doing that. And we expect to give you guys one of the best championship games as far as media wise, as far as video editing, the graphics, the play-by-play, commentary, the interviews, post-game, pre-game, all of that will be on the championship game. So it should be tremendous. I'll see you guys this Sunday. And Giant, that's all I got here for tonight.
All right, guys. Make sure you guys continue to check us out, www.acfl.net. Follow us on Twitter at ACFL Football. Jim Flanagan, Giant 918, signing out. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you next week.